And the other thing that we did today is we watched the new The Witches movie, just because I'm a fan of the original, and I figured since it's on HBO Max and we don't have to pay any extra, we could just go ahead and watch it. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as the original, but it was like worse than I was even expecting. I don't know if I really want to include sort of a review. All I like a full review in this little video, because I could probably go on for like maybe a half hour going into specific details of the whole thing. All I'm gonna say is like, at least I just wish more kids films today weren't scared of scaring the crap out of kids. Some of my most like, I'm just gonna say this, like, this remake definitely has like, and it's like the digital effects, they just came off across, it comes off as goofy, a bit goofy, and the Anne Hathaway as the Grand High Witch is really not threatening or intimidating at all. Uh, the added female character, female mouse, really feels like not even a real character. It's just like, really, to me, doesn't really contribute of any real value to the whole story. It's a completely unnecessary character, which I'm guessing they just added it because they wanted to have a female character in the mix, other than the grandma being a proactive member of the mice or something. But it's just, but I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, one thing is like, movies need to not be like, again, movies need to not be scared of scaring the shit out of kids. To me, seeing movies when I was younger that scared me or even gave me nightmares, they stuck with me. And the thing is, like, there'd be like movies that would have scary moments that I couldn't, that I'd have trouble watching. Like, The Witches really wasn't one of those really scary films that, um, but it had like some sort of dark and somewhat disturbing moments. But I mean, movies when I was younger that sort of scared me to the point where I couldn't watch it. Like, basically, I would cover my eyes, or I would run out of the room, or anything like that. Like films that I saw, like, that probably weren't necessary because they're kids, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think, and Last Crusade, like the Indiana Jones films. Um, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which ironically is a Robert Zemeckis film, like like one of my favorite. That's the thing. Like, I'm gonna go on, like, maybe it's a completely different thing, but like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, probably my favorite film. Mine's animation related, so. But again, like the Judge Doom steamroller, the eyes popping out in the daggers. Even like something as small as like in the Goonies, something that always like freaked me out and probably wasn't even necessarily meant to be freaking out or something, is on the pirate ship where Mouth like turns around the skeleton at the captain's wheel or something, or I don't know if he's at the captain's wheel, but then he has like sort of these things on his eyes, and it's like, I always saw it as though like the skeletons or the pirate's eyes being sort of pushed out, or sort of, I don't know. It was always this weird thing. I'm still not even necessarily sure what sort of device, or if it was supposed to be magnifying glasses, like spy glasses, like attached to the eyes. But that always like freaked me out, and I always looked away from that. But here's the thing: this is the point that I'm trying to make with like films that like scare the shit out of kids. Is it gives them an obstacle to overcome. It gives them something to work towards, to beat. All these films that, when I watched them and they scared me, like even like Jurassic Park, like the raptor that would like attack the opening, uh, when he first introduced the raptors that eat the like the worker in the shooter scene. I believe I'm mistaken. I think the scene in Jurassic Park that actually freaked me out was the clever girls scene. I think I would run out of the room or cover my eyes before he got attacked, thinking that it would end up being really graphic or gruesome. When I eventually did see and realized nothing was actually really shown in that scene. But I believe that's the scene that I was thinking of. Like, that always like freaked me out. Like, even though you don't see anything, I would run out of the room because like I was scared of what I might see. But the thing is, it didn't turn me off from those movies. They still intrigued me. They still fascinated me. They still, like, there was other stuff. It was a good movie. It was an entertaining movie. But there were these moments that, like, you couldn't watch because, like, you weren't ready for it. But you would always come back to it saying, is this the time when I actually sit through it and I watch it? And I don't know how many films there are out there that do that for kids nowadays. It doesn't seem like my perspective as an adult is probably different. Like, maybe there are scenes in something like this new Witches that kids today might find scary and may have that same action quality. But, like, I don't know if, like, how many films there are nowadays that, I mean, one could probably say possibly Shazam. Like, the Shazam, one could argue, has certain scenes that could, like, this particularly, like, sort of the boardroom scene where the demons basically sort of tear apart or attack the board members and stuff, like, in the boardroom and stuff like that. That seems to be, like, on the dark enough side that could probably scare people and scare kids and younger people to the point where maybe they have to, so that possibly, like, it's closer in the area, and it's not graphic. It doesn't really it doesn't show anything. There's no, like, real blood and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know really how many films today. It's like I really miss sort of, like, PG, like 80s PG films that could be dark enough. Like, and I think, like, kids can handle it. It's like kids can handle, like, not every kid can handle it, but, like, kids are more resilient, and, like, a lot of times they like this stuff. They like. I mean, that's when I was, like, when I was a kid. I liked the creepy stuff. I liked the scary stuff. Like, I knew it scared me, and sometimes it even gave me nightmares. And sometimes, like I would have recurring nightmares sometimes. But still, like honestly, even events or things I would go to. There was this. Maybe I'm going too far, but there was this, like, a gingerbread castle, basically, like, sort of the Hansel and Gretel story. This sort of big. I don't even know if it's like this. Maybe it does, but it's like the gingerbread castle. It's this big. It's basically the Hansel and Gretel story, but instead of, like, house, it's a whole castle that you to walk through, and it shows different scenes from it. And I always found the witch figure, the witch statue in it to be scary. I don't know. I always think it was something to do with eyes. I tend to have this thing about eyes, um like horror, like scary images or things that deal with big, wide open eyes, or, like, tiny pupils, or things that involve, like, getting jammed in the eyes, or anything around surrounding eyes always seem to freak me out. I always tend to have this sort of, like, thing about eyes. But yeah, that was one of the things. Like, the thing is, like, I would go there, and we went there multiple times, and every single time I would be scared and I didn't want to look, but I still enjoyed the whole experience. There was this sort of, like feeling, this, like, mystical fairy tale, like, I don't know, it was like this wonderful feeling going there, that even though it scared me and it terrified me, these certain aspects or these certain points, I still enjoyed and I appreciated and I liked going to that thing. It's like, so, like, why does it seem like so many people are so intent on trying to protect kids from scary images or scary imagery or really scary imagery? And I think there's also another thing about, like, how images and effects are shot and presented that I might go into, like, later on in another video, but I don't want to go too far. Like, yeah, those are just my clear, quick thoughts on basically scary images, scary movies, stories, things that scare kids. So that's basically it.